What's up, Fit Nation? Today we're gonna go ahead and talk about several topics in relation to our favorite team, the Miami Dolphins. First things first, this is an article I read earlier today, and it's an opinion piece from Omar Kelly, which I kind of agree with. And the title of his opinion piece is "Are the Dolphins embarking on a leadership crisis?" And I'm not talking about a Pepsi leader or a Coke leader. I'm talking about leadership in terms of the entire team and who's going to be the leaders. Because as we know, Tyreek Hill likes to troll a lot. Tyreek Hill has said in the past that he wants to leave Miami. Jalen Ramsey's on the trading block. And as we know, Teron Armstead retired and Calais Campbell is now in Arizona. So who's going to step up and be leaders on this team? Is it going to be Zach Zeeler? Is it going to be Brewer? Is it going to be the offensive player we got from the Steelers, James Daniels? Who will be the true leaders on this team? And are we going to have true leaders on this team? Veteran leaders that will lead the team and not get this team into trouble. Somebody or some leaders that will create accountability for the team. Not only the players, but the coaches themselves. I'm going to go ahead and read to you the opinion piece. And then I will go ahead and read to you another piece that emphasizes more that we're going to need leaders because of what recently happened. And I don't even know if Blake Ferguson is going to be around because they drafted a long snapper out of Alabama. So if he does well enough, Blake Ferguson might not be on the team, even though that would shock me if Blake is not on the team. He's been with the team 19 to 20 years. But let me go ahead and read to you this article, and then we'll go ahead and read to I'll let you guys know the 4 veterans that were released earlier today. For 1 minute, or however long it takes to read this, let's forget about the perception that the 2025 Dolphins are a finesse team or need to beef up the trenches, becoming tougher and more physical. There's plenty of truth to that accusation, and the evidence of it can be found in how the team's decision makers altered their approach to roster building this offseason. As concerning as Miami's finesse reputation might be, the top concern the Dolphins' circle of trust should have its focus on. It's how fragile the team is, and my theory that the roster must be handled with care. Dolphins' fragility is likely why Jalen Ramsey and the Dolphins are getting divorced. The all-pro cornerback isn't buying into what these Dolphins are selling, and the last thing head coach Mike McDaniel can afford is for Ramsey to pollute the water. As important as accumulating talent is in sports and every competitive environment, what separates the great from the good, if not mediocre, is chemistry, teamwork, and leadership. That's the foundation for successful collaborations. The 2023 Dolphins had a significant amount of success early in the season because they had good chemistry and played together as a team. McDaniel openly credits Calais Campbell and Teron Armstead's leadership last year as the key to that 2024 team holding it together during quarterback Tua Tagovailoa's early season absence, helping the Dolphins survive a 2-6 start to the season. Campbell's leadership was one of the main reasons the Dolphins didn't move the 17-year veteran at the trade deadline when multiple teams offered an early third-day draft selection. Now he's in Arizona doing his Yoda thing with the Cardinals, and Armstead a month into NFL retirement. If strong leadership can hold the team together, it's safe to conclude that the lack of leadership can be the reason that seems come apart, and that should be McDaniel's biggest fear heading into the season. Obviously, losing those guys is tough. 2 amazing players that have given their lives to the game. Such amazing role models on and off the field, Zach Zeeler said, referring to Armstead and Campbell. The foundation of the groundwork that those guys put in last year, you still feel those waves this year. So for guys that are leading on defense and offense, I think it's a matter of keeping us together as a group. Zeeler called his 1 season with Campbell eye-opening multiple times because he picked up so much about leadership. Seeing him truly take time and effort to connect with every single player on the team, no matter what his kids or wife had going on. He always made sure he made time for anybody that came up to him to talk to him. Just chat for a second. Zeeler continued. It could be nothing about football, but to see him put that effort in was incredible. Armstead was one of the main driving forces behind the offensive line coming into the building on players' day off the past 3 seasons, doing their rehab work and advanced film study together on Tuesdays. He was also he was also behind a weekly offensive line dinner, which he would often host and cater, if not coordinate. Now that responsibility goes to someone else, and Austin Jackson and Aaron Brewer then at the head of the table. In anything you do in life, you learn to enhance with experience, said Brewer, who is beginning his 6th season in the NFL, which has him tied with Jackson, the second most experienced offensive lineman, trailing only newcomer James Daniels, an 8-year veteran. Throughout my whole career, I've had some great vets in front of me, picking their minds and gaining knowledge about how they go about their everyday life, Brewer said. How they handle meetings, how they prepare for games, practice, how they handle dealing with teammate problems. And that's it right there. Like everyone in life, players have problems and issues, and they can't always turn to their coaches or their organizations. There has to be one elder statesman, someone such as Tyreek Hill can come to about his impending divorce, or a starter can turn to about handling a potential demotion or being replaced by a young player. Brewer said the biggest thing he will always take away from his time with Armstead was how he helped teammates deal with everyday problems. Everyone sees just football side of things. We all have our everyday life, Brewer said. So if you're not mentally right, come into the building, come into a game, practice, or whatever. You're not going to get results that you need. And neither is the team, which is why it's finding players to step up and fill that leadership void that will likely dictate the type of season the 2025 Dolphins will have. All right, guys. We also have 4 veterans that just got released today by the Dolphins. So more, like that previous article by Omar Kelly said, more of the people are going to have to step up and be leaders. I'll go ahead and tell you who got released. One of them is Blake Ferguson. One of them is Chase Hines. And one of them is defensive tackle Farrell was also released. And we know that Jalen Ramsey is going to get traded. So, and a little quick interesting thing I found is that the AFC East is going to have, for the 2025 season, they're going to be the first division that's going to have alternate uniforms. We don't know what they're going to look like, but it's a series called Rivals, and it's going to be released by Nike. So once or twice during the year at a home game, whether it be the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Bills, or the Jets, they're going to have these rivalry uniforms that are going to be basically it's going to be during a rivalry game, and it's going to dictate or going to be colors in regards to that specific rivalry. Let it be the Jets versus the Dolphins, the Bills versus the Dolphins, the Patriots versus the Dolphins, or any of the other AFC East teams. Let me know what you think about the Omar Kelly article about players having to step up the 2025 season and the Dolphins having to find new leaders because of the retirement of Teron Armstead and Calais Campbell leaving Arizona. Also, let me know what you think about the alternate uniforms, which we don't have any idea what they're going to look like. And also let me know down below in the comments what you think about the 4 veterans that have been released by the Dolphins. And as always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and like always, fins up. Have a great day. Peace.